Hey. So I wanted to continue my series about polarity. Not a series. I'm going to call it a series now about polarity being a hoax. I just made a video and I'm kind of pissed off. It was 10 minutes. It was tight. I did it on my porch. And my computer decided not to show it. And then I was editing a comment on a YouTube where my friend had mentioned me and it wouldn't let me upload my comment. So that's okay. This is for entertainment purposes, Emily, and I want to get this out. So if you watch my other, hey, Miri, so happy you're here. See, we get to see each other. That's great. So what I wanted to talk about was how my opinion of electricity has evolved and how I continue to believe that polarity is a hoax. And I was listening to this really, really good video, listening about Jung, and it was about feminine energy. And it was going really good. And he talked about receptivity, which is what I totally think is a positive. When you think of negative and positive, I think of positive as the feminine energy and as the receptor. But then as the video went on, which was so good, it was so inspiring and right in line with a lot of things I've lived in my life as far as understanding the energies between men and women. Then it started talking about magnetism. And if you watch my channel at all, I have big opinions on magnetism and the difference between electromagnetism and electricity. Hold on, I'm going to turn on the fan. I'm going to turn the fan. How's it going? Thank you, whoever just joined right now. Thank you so much for being here. So, does it sound okay? Oh my gosh. Miri, have a great trip. It's going to be so much fun. I'm sending you wonderful vibrations. It's going to be great. Beautiful trip. Wonderful to see your family, your grandbabies. Be with your grandbabies. Help your daughter. It's the most important thing is that we can guide our children. We've got to guide our children. So in that line of thinking, I think it's important that we consider the idea that electricity is not based on a polar model. It's not based on positive and negative. Maybe. Okay. This is my theory. If I'm wrong, okay, I'm wrong. That's okay. I don't mind being wrong. But I'm going to throw it out there because I don't see anybody else doing it. And I did a salt rock experiment where I worked with an electrician, and it was very hard. It was very hard, but we achieved it to get the electrolyte to prove that it was actually real. But we eventually did. And in that exercise of about 40 hours of meeting, I can't remember, 5 to 8 times, in 2023, I paid him, handyman that can fix anything with empirical knowledge, who has lived life, and then me, who doesn't know anything about science or any of that stuff. And I printed out the 16-page Siemens 2023 version, or whatever version it was. That's what I found online. Basics of electricity for salespeople. And I was like, that's my level. And I set out, I made a goal. I said, I want to prove that salt's an electrolyte. And we did it. We got bubbles, and it wasn't easy. And there was nothing online, and you can watch other videos where I talk about this. But basically, we learned that this information is very good and important to have. And this is for entertainment purposes only. But basically, we also got electricity from lime skins. And the man I worked with, my name is Victoria. His name is Victor Barrera. Very, very good person. I hope to see him next time I'm in Colombia. I haven't seen him since we did the experiment, but I think it's important to spread the word that if we encourage children into considering a different construct for electricity, maybe we can have free electricity. Because I got my electric bill and it's crazy price, and it's insane what's going on, and no one's speaking up. And it would be really nice if people spoke up, because this is something that we need to get under control. This is what communism does. This is what I worked in, public-private partnerships. So when they start working together, then who is the victim? The rest of us. And it's just important to start speaking up. There's not going to be any hero coming. It's you. And if you decide, I'm just inviting you to consider, if you're watching this channel or this podcast, whatever, consider questioning everything and taking the time and remembering that we have the time. And your time and your energy is what they're selling, right? And once we understand that God made life, it's not supposed to be so complicated. That's my goal. And that's why I'm dedicated to longevity, because I think that if we understand that we've been under a slave system of time, our time and energy being controlled through school, through jobs, through a construct on TV and videos in movies that are just like focusing on the entire construct, and that's how what everybody has to do. And if you're outside of it, you're the weirdo. But here's the good news: you're the hero in your own movie. You're the hero on your block, in your area. To just start speaking, asking questions. You don't even have to speak out. You just have to ask questions. Believe me, that's enough for people not to like you. But it's important to ask questions and to really get to the meaning of the word that people are using in a sentence. And that will take you to sovereignty and to different ways of looking at how to manage your life, which is in line with what Yesu taught us, which is the kingdom of God is within us, and that we must question everything, because that's what Yesu did. He not only he answered authority with questions. He answered authority with questions. So remember that the current construct is negative and positive, and North Pole, South Pole. But what I actually believe it is receptor in charge. So receptivity is the woman, which is like the ocean, which is like, it could also be the air with the ether in it, which has the salt in it. And then the charge is the male, which is the sun. And when a woman has this receptivity, it's on a continuum of energy. And the male, when he's on his receptivity, when he's in his charge, he is also has a certain level of charge, which when both come together beautifully, that's harmony. And that's what I contest is actually electricity and what is energy. And it is not polar. It is not negative and positive. It is not yin and yang. It's actually a continuum, and we complement each other. And I wanted you to consider looking at the video that I'm going to post later, which is so good. But consider that electromagnetism can only exist if there are metals present. So nature existed before metals, is what I contend. And that's why I believe that polarity is a hoax, which means that atomic theory and electron theory are also just ideas. And like Peter and Pete say, cool idea. But I think there's a lot more to it, because when I did the experiment, and it was very hard, and it wasn't easy for us to finally get the bubbles and to finally show that there was electricity. It was a lot of work in understanding what exactly was the right harmonic combination between the metals with the capacitor and the entire situation. So there was a intentional harmony that was developed, which is distinct from positive and negative. And I feel they've simplified everything like they always do to make us stupid in one realm. And then they either make things super gigantic and big, like the whole space fake construct, solar system BS. And then they take the chemistry and they make it super duper duper small. so that nobody can understand it, and the concepts are really weird, and they make up new vocabulary, as they do also with the space. And I would say that that's pretty much a script or strategy for how we are mentally controlled by creating construct among construct. So that's what I wanted to say, and thank you so much for being here. And if I find the original video, I'll replace it. Thank you. I wanted to get that out.